Here's Mary Mac's motto. We want everybody to come into the restaurant and feel as though they're at their grandmom's house. Grandmama was real special. You know, that was a person, growing up, you didn't see her every day, you know. For me, I spent a little time with her during the summer. So when I go to grandmama's house, she always had something sweet. She always had a real good home-cooked meal. And just thinking about the emotions that come from that experience, then that's what we try to create here. We try to create it for our guests, and we also try to create that for the staff. We all try to see each other as just one family. We're trapped here for 8 hours at least. So we're a family.
Mary Mac's has been here for 75 years. And the history is that Mary Mackenzie, back in 1945, she actually lost her husband in World War II. And the only thing that she knew how to do was really cook and serve people. And she had a thriving energy for that. And back then, women were not able to get and run taverns or restaurants. So she decided to call it a tea room. And she cooked from her heart for the southern cuisine that we provide. And with the hospitality that reminds you of Grandma's house. And she was the very first owner. We actually are only the fourth owners in 75 years. And she had the history, and she sold it to Miss Lupo, who was another tea room owner here in Atlanta. And then Mr. Farrell, John Farrell, purchased it. And then the John Farrell he had for about 21 years, and here we are as the fourth ownership.
I've been here 30 years, going on 30, I think almost 35 now. And the experience has been real good. Customers is real nice, management is good. People I work with, they're nice. We fuss and fight, but we get along, just like family.
There are a couple of celebrities that come in here quite often, and we do have a specific room if they'll request it. It's kind of, there are no windows. When you walk by, you can't really see in the room, so they get their peace and quiet. And then there are some that just they don't care at all. They'll kind of sit wherever. But we do treat them, you know, of course, just like normal customers. And then because we have so many pictures on the wall, our manager will go up and ask them, would you like to contribute to our wall? Can we get a picture with you? If they say yes, that's fantastic. If they say no, we're like, okay, totally great. Thank you so much for coming in. But we do get quite a few.
Waited on Joe, well, at the time he was Vice President Joe Biden. I waited on him. And I waited on Kevin Hart. And it's a lot on Ted Danson and his wife, Justin Bieber, Esther Roll. It's a lot on.
Mary Mac is one of the last few restaurants that you can find in Atlanta that still do what we call Southern cooking from scratch. I think we do it probably better than anybody else in Atlanta. So I wanted to come to a place that was still doing it from scratch, doing it the way I was taught to do it by my mom, and Mary Mac was the place. My cooks to cook with two things, with your eyes and your palate. Those are the main two things you have to cook with, your eyes and your palate. You got to be able to see your food, look at it, palate, taste it as you cook, but that third ingredient is it's got to come from here. I'll tell you a secret about my mom. When my mom would cook, she would always hum. And one particular day I just asked her, like, you know, Mama, why you always humming or singing when you cook? And she said that you have to cook from your soul. So humming and singing made her happy. So that means her soul was content at that particular time. One of my biggest joy is to be walking through the dining room and pass by a table and somebody say, my God, this dressing is delicious. Or this chicken is so freaking crispy. I mean, for me, that's my reward, you know, to hear people, for somebody to stop me outside and say, hey, are you one of the cooks in there? And yes, I'm one of them. My God, that meatloaf was, oh man, it was better than my grandma's. So that's for us, that's let us know that we're doing it right. And to put that kind of joy and happiness in a person's heart and soul, money can't replace that. You know, no amount of money can replace that.